Okay, so you should see that we are recording in the upper left-hand corner now. As my icon says in the bottom left-hand corner, it says John R. Wood, and most of you probably have realized now that I am not Tess. And generally Tess hosts these, but she reached out to me this morning and said, hey, can you fill in? And I said, absolutely. So that's why it's me and not her. But since we are at 1 o'clock, we will go ahead and get started. And I would like to introduce Heidi Harris. Heidi is there in the, if we're playing Hollywood Squares, Heidi's probably in the upper left-hand corner, maybe, if that's, if that's where she is, that's Heidi waving there. So Heidi, why don't you give us a little bit of a bio about yourself? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Awesome. Well, it is so cool to meet you guys. This time last year, never in a million years did I think that I'd be talking to you all about Zoom, and let alone what coronavirus is or any of those things. And I'm just really happy to be in an industry that we are flexible and are problem solvers. So this is a really neat thing for me to be doing with you all. My name's Heidi Harris. I'm out of Raleigh, North Carolina, and I've been in real estate for 8 years. Some people recognize me. I've been on HGTV's House Hunters, and if you are a fan of the show, the episode that I was on is called Planning Roots in Raleigh, if you want to look that up. Here I have a local team. There's 5 of us, including myself. And I did some research about you all and what kind of price points we're talking about here, because I know us realtors like to really understand, you know, every market's so different, but like comparing price points. And you guys have a massive swing of price points. So kudos to you all. $1 million property around here exists, but it's not nearly as common for you all, or sorry, as it is for you all. But this, up to today, my team's closed 59 units, and that's $21 million of closed volume. So that averages out to about $350,000 is our average house that we're selling. And we work in all different price points and all throughout the triangle. And I'm not originally from Raleigh. I was actually born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. And so for me, I focus a lot of my time and energy on social media. And we are big on social media. If you're on Instagram and if you choose to follow us, our Instagram handle is @HomeSweetHeidi. And then if you're on Facebook, if you just type in Home Sweet Heidi, you'll see us there too. If you choose to follow us, and if you want to steal any of our ideas, please steal it. I'm happy to share with my fellow realtors. But because we're big on social media, I'm used to being in front of a phone or a computer. So once life came to a screeching halt in mid-March, Zoom got kind of easy for us. And we've been doing all of our meetings on Zoom. I'm rarely doing any buyer or seller consults in person. And we've actually gained business promoting that, because some people would be like, hey, my cousin's a realtor, but she wants to meet in person. I don't feel comfortable. Can we do Zoom? And I'm like, yeah. So that's been a really good and easy transition for us. And through this, if you guys ever have any questions, under my name or under me is my email address. I welcome you. Please email me any questions that you have. Also, since we are big on social media, if you choose to check out our YouTube channel, I have a video on there that's only for realtors on social media and tips and tricks there. So feel free to check out YouTube. If you can't find the link, let me know and I'll gladly send that to you. Corey, what do you want me to just keep on rolling, or what are your thoughts?
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just go ahead and roll with it. And as I come along and anything comes to mind, I'll just hop in. So you take it away.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. So what I want to do, if it's okay with you all, is I want to start with the Zoom basics and then get a little bit more advanced. And then if you all saw the little marketing piece that your firm did for you, it said that I haven't lost a listing presentation in 2 years, which I'm very proud of. But I'm going to walk you through that listing presentation. Again, you're in a different market than I am. So if you see anything in there that you're like, Heidi, I need to see this, email me and I'll send it to you. I'm more than happy to share that. But again, my listing presentations are a little bit different because I don't know clients. Like everybody I'm getting is brand new. So it's not like, oh, I've known Heidi for 15 years. We'll just hire her. Like I kind of got to sell myself. So, but let's start out with Zoom basics here. I'm trying to get you out of here in 40 minutes. So if you hear me like trying to shuffle through things, that's what I'm trying to do. If you don't already have an account, it's a breeze to set it up. I should have done this. I think it's $15 a month to have your own Zoom account. I feel as a realtor, that's a reasonable expense, especially if you have looked at a coronavirus map. North Carolina to Florida is like on fire right now. So let Zoom be your friend. Let Zoom help you sell business. It is a reasonable expense for us to all have right now, because people, no matter how they feel about it on the spectrum, if you can offer them another resource for selling their home or helping them buy, they're all in on it. So go ahead and get yourself an account. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share with you. And I'm also going to show you how to screen share. Give me just one moment, please. What I want to do is show you when I set up an appointment, how I set it up. So in your screen, if you see at the bottom middle, it's green, it says share screen. Now, it says host has disabled me sharing. Do you know how to change that, Corey?
All right, go ahead. I just changed it to multiple participants can share. So see if that works.
That works, Corey. And Corey, can you see my screen where it goes white right here? Or no, not yet?
We can't see anything yet. We can only see all the boxes.
Okay, so when you click on screen share, it's going to give you a bunch of different options. We're going to circle back around to that later, but the option that I'm selecting right now is desktop.
Right.
Because what I want to do is I'm sharing my desktop. This is my beautiful family. That's my cute husband and my 2 kids. I personally like having my family right here because it makes me a human. I find that people, when they're talking to real estate agents, they think that we are not human and have no boundaries, which I think we're all guilty of anyway. But I like, for me, that humanizes me. Plus I like looking at my family. So what I'm doing is I'm going to log into Zoom and I'm going to set up a meeting. I'm going to show you how I set it up. Now, I am going to be the first to admit that I'm guilty of thinking that the way I do things is the best way to do things. So if this doesn't feel comfortable for you, feel free to mutate this however you want. I'm just showing you how I do it and what's been working for me. So this is my Zoom account. Click on meetings. Now, when you schedule a meeting, there's this blue box right here, boom, schedule meeting. We're going to make this up. So I'm going to say Corey and Heidi, right? Because it has to have a name. You're going to schedule it here. Duration. So if you select 1 hour, but the meeting ends up going 1 hour and 5 minutes, you're fine. The duration is just so that the person that you're sending the invite to knows about how long to block off. If you're like me and you're meeting with people that are outside of your time zone, please make sure that that is correct, or you're going to have a huge problem setting it all up. Now, I don't care what the meeting ID is. So I just say generate automatically. I never do passwords. Now, I know for this one, you guys had to do a password, but that's because this is for your firm. This is very important. If I'm just meeting with somebody that wants to sell their house, I'm not going to check a password because I want it to be as easy as possible for somebody to connect with me. I always have the host and participants video on. Again, it can be a hurdle. I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible. I do both for audio because if they're on their phone or their computer, whatever, again, trying to make it as easy as possible. I always let people join before I am. I would much rather somebody get on, and what it does is it actually sends me an email saying that the person's on, so then I can just, boom, hop right on. Now, I'm going to save this. And this is huge because I did this wrong, okay? So I use Google Calendars. So I was doing click Google Calendar, invite my friend, ... and it was sending them a Google Calendar invitation for Zoom. When you do that, you are sending them a Google product. So the people think that you are doing a Google Meetup, not a Zoom. Does that make sense? So I go here, see this invite link, and you can just copy invitation. Copy meeting invitation, and then I go in my inbox and I just send them that. And it's so much easier and cleaner. And again, the whole reason that I'm doing all of this is because if you're not used to it, it can get clunky. And I want you guys to have as much success with this as possible. And this is helping you have ease there. Okay, so we set that up. Now, other things, I'm gonna stop sharing real quick. Other things to consider is there's features of Zoom, and what I'm gonna do, if you are looking at your Zoom right now and you can see at your face, there are 3 dots. If you put your mouse on your face, there you can hit mute, or there's 3 dots. If you hit the 3 dots and scroll down to, I think, yeah, 4 down, you can hit rename. You can name yourself whatever you want. I always encourage people to name yourself. Mine is always my email address, because I want people to, one, know what my name is, so my name's there, but also how to get in contact with me. For me, that's been successful. You all can do whatever you want. And if you hit pin video, that's just making that the featured video, or the featured person that's always up there.
Hey, Heidi.
Yeah.
So Gary asked a question. He said, is the time zone yours or the customer's?
Mine. So it's my time zone, which will then sync up with whatever their time zone is when you send the invitation.
Great, thank you.
Because I'm paranoid, I say, remember, that's Eastern. Like, I just make sure I say it. We have a lot of, I don't know about y'all, I'm sure you do. We have a lot of people coming in from all different areas right now. So I feel like time zones this time last year weren't as big of a deal as they are right now. Okay, thank you. So make sure your lens is clean. I can't tell you how many Zoom calls I've gotten on where the video camera has toddler fingerprints with peanut butter on it. So always make sure that that is clean. Another tip that I have for you is, before starting your video, make it as foolproof as possible. So make sure that your ringtone is off on your phone. We don't want you to be distracted during your Zoom. Make sure that your email on your computer is off. If your email's on your computer, they're gonna hear the ding, ding, ding. So I always make sure I just quit the app during a Zoom. It also helps me be more present, because us realtors, we all have ADD, so we're always like looking at things and checking things. And this is, I only wrote this because it happened to me way too many times. When I was working from home, my robotic vacuum would just turn on, and then I was like, during it, like, oh no, they can hear this. So just make sure that you can foolproof yourself as much as possible. And then one other, I'm gonna screen share one more time, because this actually happened to me this morning. When you look at somebody's screen, make sure there's nothing personal on it. Okay, like when you look at my screen, you can be like, oh, cool, here's a Zoom call, you know, whatever. Great, none of this is exposing what you might be doing in your personal life that you don't want anybody to share. So again, we're foolproofing this. Now, that is like my Zoom 101. So if it's okay with you, let's rock and roll into Zoom 102. Is that cool?
Great. That's such a good tip about turning off the email notifications, because especially if you're screen sharing, you know, there's nothing more annoying when you see those emails that keep going in and out, because it distracts you from what you're trying to present.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we all know attention is currency. So we need their attention, and there's so many things going on right now. You just need to help yourself. Okay. So I'm going to see if this works, because I've never tried it this way. Where is my Zoom? Okay, so if you go into, can you see this where it says you can see like Slack camera? Okay, if you go into video settings and click on that, touch up my appearance. Do you see how it looks like I just like somebody professionally did my makeup and hair? I did do my makeup and hair today, but I normally look like this. And do you see that ever different? It's like a little bit airbrushed effect. So I just turn that sucker on all the time. Makes me look a little bit better. Can't hurt anybody. So that's my little tip there. Let's see what else. If you are going to be doing Zoom meetings, which please do, I think that you need to invest in a setup. And I'm going to screen share my phone, and I'm going to walk you through how to do it, because you guys can't see what exactly I'm doing, but you can screen share your phone. If you hit share screen right there, it's going to give you a few options. If you hit iPhone, it's one of the options on there, and share it. You're going to see, hold on. Hello. There we go. So now you can see my iPhone here. Now the way I'm doing it is you're going to need to look at me here. I have a cord. This is my charger, okay? I am linking it to my computer. You can do it with Wi-Fi. However, if Wi-Fi comes out, you look like a giant ding dong because all of a sudden your stuff isn't working. So again, we're foolproofing ourselves. So use the wire, hardwire it yourself. Another thing is, let me get on this. All right, so this is what you guys look like right here. Can you see that? So I have a ring light right here. It was, I think, $19 on Amazon. If you want me to send you the link, simply email me. Glad to send it to you. I also, all my videos on social media, I use this sucker for too, so it's well paid itself off. Now, this is my little cheat sheet. This is, this is printer paper. I put it underneath because if I don't, y'all, I get a double chin. So this helps eliminate double chins, and this helps me look like I'm not the crypt keeper. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing that real quick. Any questions so far? Are we good? Good, okay. So again, use a cord if you're gonna share your phone. Lighting is huge. If you are on mute, so I'm gonna run through this real quickly. Like Lynn and I were, she was chatting before everybody else joined on. Lynn is currently on mute. If Lynn wanted to say something really quick, but was like struggling to figure out how to unmute herself, she could just hit the space bar, say what she wants to say, and then let go of the space bar and she's back on mute, okay? So I'm gonna show, see what I'm saying? It just takes it off real quick. Cool. I'm good on that end for Zoom. I would love to, good, we're doing good on time. I would love to walk through my listing presentation, but if anybody has any questions on Zoom, we can go ahead and close that out.
Yeah, so a couple things. Phil asked if you'd send the light ring link.
Okay.
So we'll make sure that we post that. And then James, who's our VP of Marketing, has asked if you would show how people can do virtual backgrounds.
Sure. Again, I am guilty of thinking that I know what's best. So I apologize. But virtual, I personally don't love a virtual background because I'm looking at the background and not you, and I'm trying to look at you, okay? But if you go down to stop video, and you see how there's a little arrow there. If you click choose virtual background, and to be completely honest with you, I'm not going to select it because my husband uploaded something that I'm embarrassed that he did. And he did it just to bother me with a group of friends. So I know it's in there. But if you click, Corey, I wish that we'd thought about this beforehand. I would have removed it. But if you click choose virtual background, you can see ones that are already on there. And then John R. Wood Properties has some stunning ones. Most don't look like that. Like I'm Berkshire Hathaway here. Ours are, but yours are lovely. So if you want to upload those, Corey, how do they get those to upload?
So James and the marketing team created them, and so they'll be sharing them out, I'm assuming, right, James? Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. So again,
they're currently loaded on my JRW. If you, if any of our sales associates go on our intranet, you can find them all there.
Perfect.
James, your background looks like, it makes me thirsty. But yeah, if you go to stop video, you click that little caret thing and then choose virtual background. You can go ahead and upload your virtual backgrounds there, and then it will select and have it ready for you there. Cool? Anything else?
Nope, all good.
Cool. I'm going to go ahead and show you my listing. And now remember, my listing presentation. Remember, guys, most of my clients are strangers. So I wish it wasn't that way, but it's what I'm working with. So I don't know I got unmuted. There we go. My listing presentation, again, if you see anything that you love, just holler at me and I'll gladly share it. So I'm going to walk through this as if you are a seller. But normally when I start on a Zoom, this is not pulled up simply because that's a lot. So I would say something like, hey, how are you? You know, break the ice for a little bit. Now on Zoom, if you are awkward, it's really awkward on Zoom. So I try to be, hey, how are you? You know, tell me, what are your goals? When are you trying to move? When you bought the house, what were your favorite things? And through there, normally something happens, some ice breaking happens. Like the one that I was on this morning, she was like, yeah, my husband's a bit of a hoarder. And I was like, oh, I'm married to a collector as well. And she was like, oh, collector, I like that. And then so we kind of got this friendship warmness going on. And then through the presentation, I made sure to talk to her a little bit more about oh, my collector husband. I would make sure that, I was really worried about this for him or whatever. And it really helped warm up the call. But I keep my small talk to a minimum. And I'm talking maybe 3 minutes, because our attention spans on these Zooms are low and there's so many distractions. Again, attention is currency. So I do a little bit of that and then I hop right in. And I always say, hey, is it okay with you if I get started on my presentation? People are like, yeah. And I'm like, let's go. So this is my team. There's 5 of us. We are all full-time realtors. The reason that that's really important is because if you need us, you can get us, and we are not being distracted by anything else. And being a realtor, we know what it's like working with a part-time realtor. You want a full-time realtor. We have 3 main goals when selling your house. The first thing, we want to sell it quickly. There's a lot of data showing that the quicker that you sell it, the higher you'll sell it for. We also want to sell it for the most amount of money. Again, why we want to sell it quickly. Our job is to make you the most amount of money. And throughout the process, we want you to get to closing and be like, that was actually really nice. You hear about people that have these nightmare stories, and our goal is to make sure that you are not one of them. So we work really hard behind the scenes to make sure that that doesn't happen. And our little slogan, you see it at the bottom, is we do the hustle so you don't have the hassle. Now, through the process, things are going to come up and you're going to say, Heidi, what do I do about this? Rest assured, we've done this before. We will be able to figure it out for you, okay? And normally they're like, yeah, cool, great. And what I'm trying to do here, guys, is I'm trying to earn their trust and show them what my goal is. Also, I'm already talking about pricing, because I'm saying that we want to sell it quickly to make them the most amount of money. So if we get later in the presentation and they're having like this, oh my gosh, I can't believe you want to list it that low, I'm already putting in their mind why it's important to price it correctly, okay? Now, this is Renee. She is my assistant, and honestly, she's my better half. She is so smart and so knowledgeable, and through the process, what you're gonna see is emails between myself and Renee. And what we ask is that when you send an email to one of us, you email both of us so that the first person that sees that email is gonna get back to you. That's gonna help ensure that you have a very smooth contract to close. And then normally people ask something about her dog, because people love dogs, okay? Now, when you hire a realtor, if you look at the paperwork, it says that what the realtor needs to do is they need to list the property, market the property, and they need to be ethical. They don't talk about any of this other stuff. So this is our secret sauce. This is our cherry on top that we do that nobody else has done. Now, John R. Woods, folks, you guys saw that we have not lost a listing presentation in 2 years. The story behind that is what happened is the last listing presentation that I lost, I left all of this at the listing, as I normally do, for the because this is when we could do them in person, for the seller to look at. Well, one of the neighbors saw the logo on the back of my car, and as soon as I left, she knocked on the door and said, hey, I saw that Heidi was just at your house. Give me all of her marketing information. I will do exactly what she promised her to do, or that she promised that she would do, and I will sell it for you for 0.5% less than what she was charging. I didn't get the listing. Of course I didn't get the listing. So that made us change everything. So I made it this information loaded, but a lot of the information that I say myself. It's not written on here, so that somebody can't do that again. Unless if the seller was like, well, let me tell you what she said about all these things. But okay, so I digress. I just wanted to tell you the story behind that so you can see why we're being a little vague in these. So what we do is we make sure that we have custom brochures on all of our listings. Now, between me and you, most of the people that are going to pick up the custom brochures about your house are your nosy neighbors. But we never know when great Aunt Shirley might want to move to town and the nosy neighbor has all the information about that listing right there. So our job is to make sure that anybody that could possibly be looking for a house like yours has that in hand. So that's one of the reasons that we do that. Now, the white glove service option, that's something that we're going to talk about a little bit later on. But what that is it's free to our clients, and it's 42 items that we do behind the scenes. You don't even see that we do it. And again, it's free. Most people don't want to be doing research when it comes to what moving company do I want to pick, and like, let me read their Google reviews and stuff like that. It's us getting everything set up for you. Now, testimonials from satisfied clients. And now this is when screen shares kind of get a little weird, guys, is because I'm going back and forth between things. So what I do is I hit exit, and then I have my testimonials. Ooh, that's not it. Where are my testimonials? Right here. And then I say, we have testimonials from satisfied clients. So if at any time you want to know what our clients are saying about us, I encourage you to read these so that you can get an idea of what your experience is going to be. And now they're not reading this while I'm talking about it, but what they're seeing is a lot of people saying things with a lot of words. And that is very reassuring to clients. So, all right. Now we're an award-winning team. And what's neat about that is the awards, of course. Like we were voted best realtors in Raleigh, best realtors in Cary, best realtors in Western Wake County. Now that might seem like a cool award, but you have to think our clients stopped their work. They stopped their jobs. They stopped their lives to vote for us. So if you're wondering what their loyalty is towards us, they are doing that just to vote for us for these awards, which to me is like huge. It's, I mean, the best compliment you can receive. Now, we're also voted the top 100 realtors on social media in the US, and that includes like those Bravo celebrities that we see on TV. Now, I didn't realize when it happened, but what happened is once we were on that list, other realtors started following us. So seller, what's huge for you is that when we put your listing on our social media, not only are people in the area seeing the listing and sending it to their friends, but so are their realtors. So we are double dipping in that area so that we are, again, making sure that your listing is seen by as many eyes as possible. Now, remember I mentioned we're on a team, there's 5 of us. If I can't be at something, somebody else on my team can. So rarely is there an opportunity that comes up that we are unable to help you with. We do social media blasts, and with social media blasts, I'm gonna show you how they work. Now, guys, this is very Raleigh specific. So if somebody in your office wants to do research to see what these figures are like in your area, that would be huge for your firm. So I don't know if you have somebody that's like really digital savvy, but that could be really big. So I'm going to screen share my phone and talk to you how I do this, but don't use what I say as the God's honest truth, because it could be different in Southwest Florida. All right, so I'm going to share this to my phone. There we go. Okay. So what we do is we do a teaser video, and our teaser videos are 35 seconds long. The reason we do them then they're 35 seconds long is because research shows that men won't watch a video longer than 45 seconds. So we want to take advantage of everybody's attention span, and we do this teaser videos for all of our listings. Now I'm going to pause that volume so I can kind of talk over it. But these videos, our videographer does these, and they're only $75. So it's if you have a photographer that will do this, do it. It's the best money I've ever spent. We get business just because people see these videos. Now, this video is very cool. It's very pretty. It's 35 seconds. People are going to watch it start to finish. Look at that beautiful Raleigh skyline. Now, what's cool about this is if you are on social media, and this is one of the things that's in that YouTube video that I told you all about, is if you have a business Instagram, you can view insights. And our sellers, our sellers eat this up. So you can see 69 people liked the video, 13 made comments. See that little paper airplane thing? That's people that are sharing it to other people. So 5 people saw this video and sent it to a friend. 6 people visited my profile. So what that means is they wanted to know, like, who's this Home Sweet Heidi chick? And then it reached 709 eyes. This is marketing that is not on the MLS. This is priceless. This is people that are not looking to buy a house right now, but your house can be on their radar. And then, so we do this on Monday nights. The reason that we do it on Monday nights is because research shows, again, this is in Raleigh, research shows that when people are on social media the most is Sunday nights and Monday nights. So while people are organically on social media, we are pushing out this content, so we're getting as many eyes as possible. So we do that Monday evenings. Now, the next step in marketing your house is we now put your house as a coming soon. On Thursday morning, we are going to list your property. And this is what when we list a property, this is what it looks like. We do high resolution pictures. They are beautiful, they are crisp, and we list Thursday mornings at 5 a.m. We do that for a few reasons. One, Thursdays are the days that people waste the most amount of time at work. So if they're gonna waste the most amount of time at work, please waste it looking at this beautiful home. The reason we do 5 a.m. is because, again, research shows that when Americans wake up in the morning, they pick up their phone, they turn around, and they get on their social media or their email. And we want to make sure that we are on both. The first thing when you wake up in the morning, before the boss is cranky and the kids are sick, we want to make sure that you are already sending this listing to your broker saying, how do I see this house, okay? And now, back when we did open houses, are you guys doing open houses? You are? Okay, we are not. Some realtors are, but it's like, ooh, did you see so-and-so did an open house? So what I'm doing virtual open houses right now, which have been great. And if anybody has questions about that, let me know. But back when we were doing open houses, we would list on a Thursday, and then on Monday, I do my seller calls. So seller calls are every Monday, I'm gonna be calling the seller saying, hey, this is what happened in the past week. These are my recommendations going forward. I do that, again, for a lot of reasons. One, the seller never needs to think, gosh, it's Thursday and I haven't heard from Heidi, because they know I'm going to call them on Monday. So it eliminates a lot of those 10 p.m. phone calls and, you know, like, where's the traffic on my house? And I always have advice. And sometimes I'm making it up. But I want to give them something. And when I say making it up, like, it's like, hey, look, we didn't get any showings this week, but it's 4th of July weekend. That's typical for 4th of July weekend, which it is, guys. But do I know that as fact? No, but it probably makes sense. Now, if it's like, hey, your house smells like cats, then that is something that we need to do. But every Monday they are hearing from me, and they know that at this time, because I'm telling them right now. So everybody's expectations are in line. All right, I'm gonna go back to screen sharing. Okay, so I'll talk to them about basically what a virtual open house, guys, is I just go live on my social media and I'm walking them through the house live. In our area, a really successful open house is maybe like 12 people that come by. But when I do live virtual open houses, I'm not getting a ton, I'm probably getting like 60 people that look at it, which is a lot more than 12. And honestly, some people are like, yeah, that's cool. And some people are like, don't worry about doing it. And open houses in our area are 2 hours long and seeing maybe 12 people, but I can knock out a virtual open house in like 7 minutes. So it's a big time saver for us. Now I'm also a negotiation expert. So my husband, because of that, refuses to go car shopping with me. He says that I'm embarrassing, and I think that's the best compliment he's ever given me. But I am much more comfortable negotiating than I am like shopping for shoes. It's just, it gets me excited. It gets my blood pumping. So during this process, just rest assured that you are in really good hands when it comes to your negotiations. As far as syndications go, anywhere you can look to buy a house, we're going to have you there. So if you're worried, am I going to be on Zillow? Am I going to be on Realtor? You are going to be there. Now, my photographer is very expensive. However, he's worth it. And I pay that expense because my job here is to market your property beautifully. My job here is to get more people through your doors. So I think it's worth paying him to make sure that we are marketed the best way possible. Now, this team, we're communication and customer service driven. So if during the process you disagree with how we're communicating and you need something else, we're a team here. So let us know what you need and we will gladly adapt it to make sure that we're meeting your needs. Now, if we have a crazy seller, this is where we find out. Because normally they say, oh, well, you're only going to call me on Monday? Well, I need everyday marketing. And then that's like red flag, okay? But that communication and customer service driven, the skeletons come out of closets when I say that, and it blows my mind. And then for us, we have, I'll actually walk you guys through it. We have discounts with people in town. So if you go to, and you are welcome to steal this and log into if you want. Oops. Go to homesweetheidi.com/the-perks. The password is homesweetheidi, all in lowercase. These are, we don't pay, we refuse to have people pay to be a part of this. I think that that's the way that should work, but that's just me. So these are all of our people in town that give our clients exclusive discounts. And the thing that we have with them is like, hey, you're going to be on here. If any of our clients complain, we're taking you off. But if you're on here, you're giving us a better discount than anybody else can get in town. And you'll see, like, it's our closing attorney, you know, some get your hair blow dried, roofing company, my dentist, estate planning, movers, Even Flow, like they sell baby products, North Carolina Football Club back when they could do stuff. So people really enjoy that. Plus what it does is it allows me to talk about how they're a part of the Home Sweet Heidi family. And back when we could have client events, client appreciation events were big on us, and we really have like a really beautiful following there, and people get really excited about that. Now, when it comes to pricing your, oh, well, I got ahead of myself. Berkshire Hathaway is a 6% firm. Now, the way that the 6% goes at closing is are you guys a title or an attorney state? Okay. If you're an attorney state, I would say, you know, at closing, title, okay, cool. The title company is going to take this right out of your purchase price. So it's not like you're writing a check. And the way that that works is I'm getting paid, Berkshire Hathaway is getting paid, the buyer's agent's getting paid, and the buyer's agent's firm is getting paid. That's all I say, and then I go right to the next page. If I pause, it opens up room for them to negotiate my commissions. I am taking power here, saying, hey, this is how it works. I'm also letting them know that my firm is getting part of my money. I think that's important to know, because some people just think like we're just loaded at closing. So we're letting them know that I'm giving them the information. I'm going straight to the next thing. I'm not opening it up for anybody else. Now, when pricing your home, there's 5 things to take into consideration. Anybody that's bought and sold real estate knows location, location, location. And then I talk a little bit about whatever the location is. The economy. The economy right now is pretty amazing. When COVID first started breaking news, I personally thought like, oh gosh, what's going to happen? Everything's going to stop. I'm in a people business. I can't see people. What am I going to do? Well, what happened in our area, at least, is a lot of sellers don't want people in their homes. So we have a lack of listings. And because there's a lack of listings, it's really hard to buy a house. Yesterday I made a offer for $25,000 over list, and it did not get accepted. So, but the economy is great. Also, buyers, the mortgage rates are so darn low. Mortgages are on discount right now. So buyers are out there. And plus, people are still getting married, getting divorced, having babies, relocating for jobs. Things like that are still happening no matter what the pandemic, however it influences them. Now, comps, we're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. That does, of course, have something to do with prices, and comps are the comparable properties. Now, your job as the seller is this condition piece. If you can make this house's condition top, we can list for top price. But if you're like, hey, Heidi, I just want to sell it for this, then we're going to have to list it accordingly. But that is all how you can control things. Now, what I can control is the marketing. and I'm a little bit of a marketing nerd. My job is to get people through your front door. What I can't control is I cannot control if they're ready to buy, if they can afford the house, their closing date. I can't control any of those things. So since I can't control those things, I need to make sure that your marketing is the best it possibly can be to encourage as many people through that door as possible. Now, agents, what I'm talking about there is I'm giving the seller expectations of how things are going to go. So if they made fried fish right before a showing, and then they're calling me complaining that their house smells like fried fish, that we've already had the conversation about how the condition is their responsibility. Okay. And I'm giving them that response. We can't control that. So I'm making sure that they know that. Okay. Now this is seller's homework. This is for every seller that we have. And right after this, we're going to start talking about the pricing of your home. And by the way, I make sure that we say that because that's really what they want to hear. And I'm just trying to keep their engagement a little bit longer. Okay. So of these things in the very top, I absolutely need the keys to your house to put in the lockbox so that agents can show your house. The other items, if you have it, it's great. If you can't find it, that's totally fine. We'll get there. And if you need my help, let me know. Now, the other things, these are all things that every seller, we encourage them to do. Most of them, you're going to already be like, well, of course we're going to mow our lawn. And of course we're going to have the countertops clean. The one on here that really, I think, makes our property stand out a little bit is the very bottom one. Having fresh flowers in your home. A buyer won't say, oh, they have fresh flowers in their home. But what it does is it makes them think these people are thoughtful. These people are putting their best foot forward and they love this home. So it gives buyers really good juju about the property. And if you guys don't do that for your listings, do it. It's a game changer. And I encourage my people, go to the cheapest grocery store you can find. They don't have to be nice flowers, but just flowers are great. Now, also, I'm not going to get into comps because you guys aren't selling a house. The rest of the presentation is like our photographer's, what he wants done in the house before. Y'all, he's expensive. He's very picky. So that's all of his stuff. And then like working with real estate agents, this is all the legal stuff that we have to show them. So I'm showing them that there. But something else that I do, I'm going to share my phone real quick and see if I can find this, is we have a COVID kit that we put at all of our listings. Hold on, it's connecting here. Okay. This is our COVID kit. Again, if you want it, let me know and I'll share with you exactly what it is. That pink thing, our colors are pink and gray. This is a laminated sheet that tells people what to do when showing our houses. This is showing the agents what we do. So you can see we have hand sanitizer in that basket. Actually, I have the basket right here. Hold on one second. Sellers eat this up because every seller's, no matter what on the spectrum, how they feel, they're like, oh wow, nobody else is doing this. But this is the laminated sheet. I bought a laminator, not expensive, got on Amazon. But it says to use hand sanitizer. We provide the hand sanitizer. Wear shoe coverings. We have shoe coverings in baggies. Put latex gloves on if you'd like. Not everybody's gonna barely anybody's gonna put latex gloves on, but we have them in baggies. Wear a mask. Okay, our seller took the masks, whatever it's on. But what we did is we bought a 50 pack of masks and we put them in each mask in a little baggie. So they're getting this baggie. It's the first thing that they see when they walk in the house. It's just like that image there. And sellers think it's so brilliant. And y'all, it costs per listing, it costs us like $7. It's not, and this is a listing that closed today and all of this is left over. So this is like, if you're not doing it, do it and tell the world that you're doing it because nobody else is. Cool. What questions do y'all have for me?
I have a question. Well, I'll look through the chat while we go, but so you'd mentioned that you didn't leave paperwork behind. So do you believe in like a pre-listing packet or how do you prep your sellers for your virtual listing presentation?
Yeah, so I just tell them, give me an hour and I'll share everything with you. So on Zoom, they would see exactly what you guys see. I'm not emailing it to them.
Okay.
But in real life, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so you don't send them anything beforehand to kind of prep them of what you're going over?
I used to.
Yeah.
Honestly, my clients never looked at it because I'd get there and I'd be like, well, as you saw in there, they're like, I forgot to open it up. And I was like, okay. So I just stopped doing it. But we have our listing kits are like, they're already pre-made. So all I have to do is pop my business card in there and then put the comps back here. And I can just rock and roll and run. But I do leave them behind now. There was, for about a year, I was laminating those marketing sheets that I showed you and taking it with me. And then once they signed paperwork, I would email it to them. But because I made it rather vague, because like a lot of these things are like social media blast. Okay, but what does that mean, right? Like our secret sauce about like Monday nights and then Thursday mornings, and I'm going to call you on Monday. Like none of that's listed in there. Before it was all listed. So I was just standing there like waiting for somebody to take my stuff. But yeah, so we do leave that for ones that we are going and doing in person right now. We are leaving that.
Okay, great. Now, how do you get the seller to tell you about the property if you're not physically there? So what's your secret sauce for that one?
So two ways. Either they are taking their computer and they're like, come with me. And they're like, here's the laundry area. And that's fine. It's not effective. Like I have to be there and I have to do it in person. So that's where, if they want to do that, that's great. And I talk to them about it. I say, hey, you can walk me through the house on the computer. I'm going to let you know there's going to be things that I don't see. So I'm not going to be giving you all of my expertise if that's how you choose to do it. Now, if you would rather me not be in your home the same time that you are, you can leave a key and exit the home. And then I can come and do the checklist and send it to you. Oh, that reminds me of one more thing I want to share with you guys. Or you can be in the home and we'll just like, I'll wear a mask and be socially distant. But look, are you guys familiar with Trello?
I am, but I don't know about anyone else.
Okay, I'm going to do this real quick just in case. So there's this app called Trello, and this is when we go to listings, it's the very bottom thing there. It's the blue one. So when we go to our listings, we do a checklist that we give to our clients. So this is one that I did yesterday. 101 Waterstone is the address, and this is their checklist. Now, I am making them a checklist and I'm sending it to them. They can then come here and click, 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 and they're good. But what it's doing is every time that they are making progress, I know about it because Trello's sending me an update saying that, oh, they've cleaned up the master closet or whatever. And that way, and I tell them that, and I say, it will send it to me. So you don't need to call me and say, hey, good news, I did this. I already know. And that is one, it stops the 10 p.m. phone calls. Y'all, I can't do any more 10 p.m. phone calls. I don't know about y'all. So it stops those because we're all in sync. And then what I do just for fun is the very last thing that I put on there is I say, find a great buyer. And it is so cute, the screenshots that I get when that house goes under contract and they get to click the last thing on the checklist off. They're like, we did it. And we see the screenshot of them clicking off, find a great buyer. So that's been really fun for us too. And Trello's free.
Yeah, very cool. So let's open up questions. Does anyone on the call have any questions for Heidi? I mean, you did absolutely fabulous, by the way, but
thank you.
There's got to be some questions. Lots of questions, huh?
I'll have one, Heidi. What is your average sales price and how many listings do you take in a year typically?
Phil, our average sales price this year is $350. I'm 36. The youngest person on my team's 25. So we're doing a lot of first-time home buyers. We are gradually going to get higher, but for right now, that's where we are, which is fine. But last year we sold 56 properties and this year we've closed 59. So this has been an awesome year.
That's terrific.
Thank you, Phil.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, my goodness, you kept it to just about 40 minutes. So you go, girl.
Tried. Thank you. And again, if anybody has any questions, I do encourage you, Heidi@homesweetheidi.com. I am an open book. I will share whatever you want with me. And if you don't mind, I would love it if you kept me in mind for your referrals. We love paying referral fees.
Great stuff. Awesome. Well, Heidi, thank you so much for your time, and we will be sure to send you this recording, and anybody that has any questions about anything we went over today, we'll make sure to post it. And we appreciate your time today, Heidi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Corey. Y'all stay safe. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. All right.